For business news, videos and insights, check out the O2 Business blog by clicking the link on screen or in the description below.
The Sony Xperia XA is one of the most beautiful phones I have ever seen. It's slender, lightweight, comes in funky colours and is incredibly feminine. In a time where smartphones seem to be designed for men, this one seriously surprised me, and from the moment I saw the phone, I was in love. But as they say, it's what's on the inside that counts, and what's inside the XA is a MediaTek processor and a rather small capacity battery. After 2 weeks of using it, am I still in love? Let's get into the review and find out. The most striking feature about the XA is its edge-to-edge display. There's virtually no bezel on the right or left, only a small black border which you'll notice when the screen is on. The curved edges means it's incredibly comfortable and seemed to fit perfectly in my small hands, in spite of its 5-inch screen size. The plastic back is the first giveaway that the phone isn't as premium as it looks at first glance, although I wasn't bothered by the plastic. It has a lovely, soft, brushed metal-like finish. The XA comes in 4 different colours: black, white, lime gold and rose gold. Our lime gold review device looks as weird as it sounds, a weird mashup between green and gold, which in my opinion doesn't quite work. And I'd probably opt for the rose gold if I had a choice. While the screen is meant to be one of the standout features of the phone, I was surprised to find out it only has a 720p display. Still, you wouldn't know from looking at it, and even looking close up, you'll be hard-pressed to spot an individual pixel. The IPS panel is a pleasure to look at with nice deep colouring, although using the phone outside on a particularly sunny day did have me struggling to make anything out. Straight out of the box, and the phone felt a little squeaky to use, although that did go away after a few days, so I can only put it down to the oleophobic coating or perhaps the type of glass which is used. The XA is powered by a MediaTek Helio processor with 2GB of RAM. A MediaTek processor screams mid-range, although in the 2 weeks I've been using the XA, I only noticed a minimal slowdown in performance. The XA only comes with 16GB of internal storage, but there's room for an SD card, and you'll want to invest in one. The lack of a fingerprint scanner has also really started to bug me. Unlocking the phone with a pattern feels very outdated, although the old-school Xperia circular power button on the side of the phone is easy to find with your fingers and in some sense makes up for the lack of fingerprint scanner. Overall, the Sony Xperia XA has been a relative dream for day-to-day applications and web browsing, although it has started to show trademark Sony signs of slowdown, starting where every Xperia phone starts, with the camera. For a phone range that sees so much marketing around speed of focus and shooting, the Xperia XA camera takes an unforgivable amount of time to open. I counted 4 seconds on a particularly bad day. If you're trying to capture something quickly, well, don't try and do it with the XA. It's a real shame, as Sony's camera tech brings some wow factor to this mid-ranger. With good lighting, the rear 13-megapixel camera takes stunning pictures. Sony's superior auto mode works a treat, and colours are always accurate, with focus normally on point. And there's very rudimentary manual features for the more serious photographers, though still no manual shutter speed or focus. The quality holds its own in average to low lighting, although you wouldn't want to zoom in on a picture. Finally, the front 8-megapixel selfie camera was also decent, even in low light. As the XA is running Android Marshmallow, everything you'll need for games, movies and music is available from the Google Play Store. The phone has one bottom-firing speaker, which is seriously underpowered. I struggle to hear my Netflix even in my bedroom, although I am on a main road. You'll want to plug in headphones if you're anywhere near background noise. Onto connections, and this phone has everything you'll need: 3G, 4G, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and NFC for one-touch pairing. And while the call quality was fine, you'll need to hold the phone on a very specific angle to ensure you can hear the other person on the end of the line, as the placement of the earphone speaker lends itself to being pressed up against your ear, completely silencing any audio. This wasn't just an issue for me either. I passed the phone around some friends to see if I was just holding the phone on a funny angle, and the general consensus was of mild outrage. Making phone calls should be the bread and butter of a smartphone. It's in the name, so I don't know if this is forgivable. Big thumbs down. Sony claims the XA can give up to 2 days of battery life. Win. But when I saw the size of the battery, 2,300 milliamps, I was a little skeptical. And rightly so. I've barely been getting one full day, let alone two, and most days I've had to charge up the phone twice, especially if I was planning on going out after work. It's certainly not ideal, and I'd recommend picking up a battery pack if you do go for the XA. I really wanted to 100% love this phone. It's just a gorgeous device, and at face value I would love nothing more than to make it my permanent device. But with a battery which struggles to get you through a full day, a seriously underpowered speaker, a camera which is already struggling to open after 2 weeks of use, and the inability to hear the other person on the end of the line, well, the X8 doesn't quite cut it. Still, there's no arguing with how it looks, so if you value the design as much as I do, it's good to know that it's got a great camera once it opens, and it feels like it was personally designed to sit in your hand. It's just so comfortable. So would I use this phone day to day? Yes. Would I fork out £239 for it? Honestly, I probably would, but could I recommend you do the same? Only if you really love the design as much as I do. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this review useful. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. That's how you'll keep up to date with everything that we do. Thanks for watching BTech.
For business news, videos and insights, check out the O2 Business blog by clicking the link on screen or in the description below.